And I know that I'm getting older because I can't remember a lot of things now. And when I see you, I see you at a lot of the events. I see you at the Conroe Art League. I see you at the Woodlands Art League. I see you at First Saturday Arts Market, the Woodlands Waterway, lots of shows. Do you remember where we met? I don't remember.
Maybe the market or
For
the
Saturday?
artist gallery when
Maybe the artist gallery?
maybe no, maybe before that. Maybe when you were an emerging artist and I was an emerging artist. I already knew
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Well, that was the Bayou. Or was it the Woodlands?
I've never been at Bayou. It was
Okay.
the Waterway Festival.
Okay.
But I think I knew you
I think
already.
I knew you before then,
But
yeah.
maybe
Yeah, see, I don't remember.
I have no idea.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
The point is we know each other, right?
Exactly.
And I often describe you, Tetyana, as the award winner because you just rack up awards right and left. You've been doing great. Recently, we just had the LSAG Awards, or the LSAG show there in Tomball, and I saw one of your portraits got the first place prize, right?
Right.
And so let's talk about that because we are at the Madeley Fine Art Gallery right now. We're upstairs in the classroom where we're both members of the Conroe Art League, where you racked up a bunch of awards too in the fall, right? No, don't be sorry. That's something to be proud of. And so, and when people talk, people know about you. People, I remember I was doing a workshop at the Artist Gallery not long ago, and one of the students in there was just raving about you, about your teaching, about how great of a teacher you are. So you're an artist, award-winning artist, a teacher. You're a lot of things. So how do you define yourself? Yeah.
I think I am an artist, and now I get to the point when I pretty much do, I define myself and I define my future. I plan my future. I'm independent enough to tell you that yes, I am an artist and I have my own destiny, not defined by how many sales I have to make for living, or what exactly people want me to paint, and like what medium I use. So now I'm comfortable enough to explore and decide what I want based on like my inner needs, not the outside pressure.
Right. So you have complete freedom now as an artist. This is your full-time thing. This is what you do now. You do a lot of different things, right? I hesitate to say you're most known for pastels, but your pastels are really wonderful and they've won a lot of awards. So you must be doing something right. But you also do oil and acrylic, right? You've done lots of different mediums. Which do you have one that you favor or no?
I still, my first love was pastel.
Yeah.
And the only way I kind of step back a little bit and try other mediums is because of the glass limitations. Like you have to have good quality glass, it's expensive, you have to frame, it's heavy, you cannot ship. There are so many limitations, and sometimes people come and say, oh, what a nice flamingo, I want the same one in oil, please.
Okay.
And so you kind of, you have no choice, you have to develop other skills, but I'm more comfortable in pastel than in any other medium.
Okay.
And sometimes I try to work 50-50. 50% I work in oil or watercolor, and 50% I work in pastel. And oil is like work for me, maybe because I'm not as comfortable yet. But once I'm done working, I go and play with pastel.
Pastel. Okay, all right. So pastels is your happy place.
Yes.
It's for you. In fact, so reading up on you and your history, I know too that that was kind of what set it off, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the story of discovering pastels and how that changed things for you.
When I was, in high school, people were socializing and people were doing something with their lives. And if I had like 5 minutes, I would go and draw like an elephant or, a horse. and I would hide it because I don't want anybody to see it. I only have one kind of drawing, like colored pencil drawing from childhood. But once you get to college and you move on with your life, you're no longer an artist. And of course, my parents didn't want me to be an artist. I would love to be an artist. I would have loved to be an artist, but they said, no, artist does not make you, it's not a good living. You are not gonna make enough money. So you need to do something better with your life. So I was doing something better with life, but sometimes when I'm driving or I'm somewhere, on vacation, I see paintings. I look at the wall and I see this is the painting. It's there in my head. I see it. So I'm thinking about art, but I'm contemplating how I would do it, but I had no way of, getting my hands to do something with my life, like in terms of art. Because you have family, you have responsibilities, you have young kids, you have to cook and clean and go to work. So it was not an option. And then when my daughter was 8 years old, she had a teacher. I'm from Ukraine. She had a Ukrainian teacher, and they were doing Zoom classes.
Okay.
And that teacher sent her pastel flowers, like a painting of flowers of a Ukrainian artist. And when I looked at those flowers, I knew that I would absolutely have to. I would have to do that, and I would have to find a way to learn that. So I bought everything I could, and I started practicing on myself.
So for you, it was seeing pastels, seeing the result in the end, and you wanted to do that.
Yes.
What is it about the pastels that pulled you in? What was it?
I think pastel is more expressive than anything else, and the pigment is so pure and bright. You can play with colors easily. You can layer. It gives you a lot of freedom, and you achieve results much faster. You don't get through that brown, grayish mess stage of acrylic. You don't have to wait for it to dry. You don't have to deal with mineral spirits and all that good stuff. So it's just like pure joy, pretty much.
Yeah, and I've seen you work. I've seen you do a demo here at the Conroe Art League, and you can tell that when you have it in your hand, it's a happy place. Like you're in your element. And I think a lot of people don't. I think even some artists probably aren't real familiar with pastels. It's not something you see as much as oil and acrylic, ceramic, sculpture, all that. Pastels is kind of off to the side a little bit. It's its own, right? Or is that just me thinking?
Yeah, they say it's chalk,
Chalk, yeah.
Like kids play, on the floor, and it's not gonna last long. But in reality, it's not an organic material. So once you have it on paper, and your paper has tooth, and it got stuck on the paper, it's not going anywhere. 300 years later, it will still be there. Oil will be destroyed, and you would have to redecorate whatever they do. They clean and restore. But with pastel, it's gonna be the same.
So it maintains that color, the vibrancy, right?
Light fastness is a problem for some brands, and for some colors like pinks and violets are more likely to lose color. The same is true for pastels. That's why I try to protect my pastels with 99% UV resistant glass.
Okay, right. So that's what you were talking about in the beginning, that one of the reasons why you've explored a little bit more in oils because of the glass, the restrictions. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that pastels requires glass framing. Yeah, because if you touch it, it will mess it up, right?
I decided I would be a hero. I would solve the problem for the world.
Okay.
So I bought all 6 or 7 or 10 brands of fixatives that are available on market, and I tried them in different combinations. I ruined like 25 paintings or so. And finally, I got it. If you touch it, there is no smudge. Your fingers, stay clean. So my husband comes home and I show him, and I'm like, see, you see, I fixed the problem. Now we don't have to frame with glass. And he said, yeah, that's wonderful. Now go back and reapply those highlights because any fixative darkens your painting. So you can do it, you can achieve the result, but you're losing that vibrancy, you're losing the whole point of using pastel in the first place.
In the first place, right. And yeah, so let's talk about that because again, your work, when I think of Tetyana's work, I think of the first thing that comes to mind is the seascapes. I really love those. That's kind of what I'm drawn to. Any way you can show water, paint water. Water is so elusive, right? And the way you capture it is really, really beautiful. And there's something about the pastels that you use to capture that works. Can you talk about that? I watched you do the demo on that, but it seems like there's a lot of layering going on. That's one of the keys, right?
My brother really likes my water. He says that I'm like second Iwazowski, the guy who is famous for the water. And I appreciate it. And I sell water first. Like I don't have any water in my house, like none. Everything is sold.
Good.
The only water that I have some of it left is in the gallery right now. I'm having a solo show at the gallery till the end of the month.
And what's the name of that show again?
It's Coastal Vibes.
Coastal Vibes.
And it's in Bryan, Texas.
The gallery.
The gallery.
The gallery.
Yes.
We'll put the info up here, but yeah.
I don't know. I love water. I took so back to my education. Of course, I didn't have any official art education. I don't have Bachelor of Art. I don't have Masters of Art. But when COVID hit, so many people found their own talents, like something they did not know about. And I did the whole year of, it's called Kalachova School. It's a Russian school online for adults. And I had a whole course on water. So they would tell us the structure, they would tell us how the wave is formed, so pretty much a lot of hints I get from Russian school, and I combine American school and Russian school in my style. I think I got a lot from both, like good stuff from both sides. And I just understand it to begin with, because if you don't, you would fail the class. I mean, you would have to do it all over again. So you had no choice. You had to understand and work with them. And their school is very intense. It's a 6 weeks course, and it's at least 6 hours a day. They would require at least 6 hours a day of work.
Wow. Yeah. So that's how it is. So that's all it takes, 6 hours a day for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Well, you can tell that there is some understanding of physics there, like how water falls because of gravity, and just the way, and we'll show pictures up here because I think people really get a kick out of seeing it. I mean, you can almost feel it, the spray on your face, when you see the ocean scenes that you paint. Is pastel considered paint? I mean, what would you call it?
If it's a stick, and if you hold it as a pen and you draw it with like a pencil, it's considered a drawing. But if you just lay it flat and you use it as a brush, then it's considered a painting.
Paint. Okay. All right. Paint, draw,
Yeah,
create.
So, you can. Yeah. It's kind of painting.
Yeah.
The way I do it, I usually do it as a painting.
Yeah, and the way you blend is real beautiful. You're also known for your flowers, your nature. I remember lots of bluebonnets, right?
Bluebonnets sell
very well.
So,
yes.
And they are beautiful, so why not?
Yeah. Do you work from reference photos, or do you work from imagination, or how do you do
My
it?
imagination is not very good.
Okay.
So reference photos help always.
Okay.
Yes, but at one point, once I get the structure and I kind of get ideas, then I don't need the photo anymore. You just fix problems until they're fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Right on. So you also do portraits too. So you have a wide variety of subject matter.
I
right?
love portraits.
Okay.
I don't think that I want to, make money on portraits, because when people do commissions, if they want a dog, like a pet or a child, this is not a problem. But if the person wants himself or herself on a portrait, they have expectations.
High expectations.
And the
that's
problem
right.
is that they don't see themselves the way I see them, or their neighbors sees them. So sometimes they want skinnier, like better hair, better skin, all that good
Yeah.
stuff. So it's very difficult to do commissions in this manner, but I absolutely love portraits, and I think if the artist can paint a good portrait, I mean, I really truly appreciate and respect that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling for portraits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in your portraits too, I believe the one at the LSAG show was a pastel one, right?
It
Or-
was the oil portrait.
Oh, it was oil.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. That's even more impressive because it has a pastel feel to me. It's very. I would describe it as breathy. Like it was almost like just breathed onto the canvas as opposed to being painted.
Thank you. I didn't
yeah,
think about it as a pastel.
Yeah, it has a very soft touch, is what I would describe it as. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. And that one was that somebody you know personally, or who was that?
It was a mix of reference and my daughter, and my daughter didn't like to be on a portrait.
Oh, okay.
And no.
So you have to change it a little bit.
So
just to-
it's a mix of everything.
Okay, that's cool. Well, that gives you a lot of freedom too.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the point of doing it for yourself instead of for a commission.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little more fun that way, right?
And less pressure.
Less pressure, right. This episode is brought to you by Bridge the Gaps. Every young person deserves the chance to succeed. Bridge the Gaps empowers at-risk youth and their families through education, life skills, financial readiness, and one-on-one mentorship, helping young people overcome obstacles and build brighter futures. You can be a part of that impact. Visit bridgethegaps.org/donate to make a donation, volunteer, or learn how you or your company can partner with Bridge the Gaps. Together, brighter futures can be built for Houston's youth. Now back to the show. So all of you're self-taught then, other than taking classes online, like you mentioned.
When you take the whole year of online school, like I spent $1,000 on that school,
Okay.
for a year. It was a program, and if I spend $1,000, I get every single penny out. of
Every
the
single
school.
penny, right?
So I was doing 3 classes at once. I was doing composition, oil. I was doing what?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
This is the train break.
Train.
Quick pause, friends. Just want to let you know that the show is growing, the audience is growing, and as I build episodes, I'm also looking for sponsorship opportunities. So if you are an interested sponsor or you know someone who may be interested in sponsoring the show, please reach out to me at jeff@jefflungart.com and we'll see how we can partner together. Now back to the show. Yeah, so
So
now the train's gone by. You spent $1,000, you got every cent
yeah,
out
I
of
get
it?
every
Okay.
single. So I need watercolor, I need perspective, I need composition, I need my watercolors, everything I could possibly, maybe not history or digital art, everything related to skills, like to basics, academic drawing 2. I did everything I could within that year, and it was like a really professional
Right.
education.
So before that, though, were you drawing and painting on your own, or you just decided I'm gonna take what I wanted to do as a child and do it?
I think after I saw those pastel paintings that my daughter's teacher sent her to, to take a look and to admire, that was the moment when I decided that I would like to do that. And I bought every single pastel brand, every single brand of paper. I spent so much money on just supplies, and most of it you don't even need, you try it, I don't like it. You try this, I don't like it. So eventually you build your own system, and that's why when I teach classes, I don't make my students bring supplies. They come without supplies. I
Oh.
give them supplies because
Oh.
if you bring me the paper that does not work for me, how can I teach you to, to get results?
Smart.
If it doesn't work for me, it probably doesn't work for you. And I tell them exactly, try this brand, try that brand. They try everything and they decide like what they want to work with.
Right.
And so I think it's saving people a lot of money and give them a chance to try, another medium.
Saves them time and money, both.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if they're coming to you for your knowledge and hey, here's this part of it. Don't use these things, use these things. That makes sense. That's cool too that you be able to take a class and you don't have to buy the supplies. There's a lot of them require X, Y, Z.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of stuff.
Investment, yeah.
Okay. So from the time you took that course till now, how long ago was that?
It was like COVID.
So COVID was 2020,
Yeah.
2021.
2021.
So you've only been doing this for 6, 7 years?
For 5 years.
Wow. That's impressive. Wow. Okay. Okay, you're doing good, Tetyana. You're doing a great job.
Doing okay.
Because in that time you're doing art shows, like gallery shows. You're doing exhibitions. You're doing the markets. You're doing festivals. You're also winning awards. You racked up a lot of awards. So you've come a long way in just 6 years.
Thank you.
That's very impressive.
I think I was applying for shows. I was, I was getting into some shows, but most of the time you get rejected.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I need to go back to real life and just forget it. But then the gallery, actually that same gallery that I'm having a solo show, she called me, she said, hey, do you want a solo show? It was 2022. I'm like, what?
Wow. That's cool.
Or 20, so for the, I think for the 2023, she offered me a show like February. And she gave me pretty much 2 months notice. And I had to paint 45 paintings. And I think that's where, when I said yes, and I said yes because, with experience, you understand that you have an opportunity. Once the opportunity is gone, it's gone. It's not coming back. It's not waiting for you. So take it. And when I took it, I could imagine myself painting 45 paintings, but I could not imagine myself framing 45 paintings.
Or were they all pastel?
Yes, they were all pastels because oil you don't even have time to to dry.
Yeah.
And I think when I have boosts like that, you absolutely have to create a painting a day. Or if it's like a large painting, I remember I had like 24 by 36, I decided I would spend a week on it, and it was so difficult. It was so like large and difficult. But it boosted my skills a lot.
Yeah.
And I noticed like if I go on vacation and I relax for a couple of weeks, I come back and I'm confident in my abilities, it doesn't work. I cannot do it. I'm losing skills.
Yeah.
So it's a good balance. You have to learn faster than you lose it.
Yeah, it's just like any discipline. You, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and you do it more. And if you take time off, sometimes there's a little bit of rust coming back into it.
Like what exactly? How was I doing it?
Yeah. So 45 paintings in 2 months you did.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. Did you just go into do you have a home studio? Is that where you work?
Yeah, I work.
So you just go in there and shut the doors, say, leave me alone, I'm working all day?
I'm working all day, and then my husband comes home, we have dinner, and then now it's framing time. And until 2 o'clock at night, we are framing.
And he gets to help you with that, right?
Oh, I would not be able to do it without him.
Yeah, I met your husband. He's a cool dude. Helping you set up at the shows, and he comes around all the exhibitions.
The last time it was raining, and I've heard all about it when he was, packing up.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So, wow. So 2 years in, you get your first solo show. You create 45 paintings. Is that when you knew, I can do this as a profession? Was that the moment, or did you already know that?
I didn't. So the discussion with my husband was, I'm trying it for a year. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I go back to real life.
Okay, right.
So, and I sold a few pieces, like including that large 24 by 36 that I was very proud of.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided I need to do better, and I need to do better glass. It was like regular glass. I didn't have museum glass. I didn't have museum frames, so I decided like representation really makes a difference.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that there is something about it's that invisible energy that if you're doing deadlines, nobody is buying that painting.
Mm-hmm.
They know it. I don't know how people know it, but they
Yeah.
feel it, they know it.
Mm.
That's why I decided I'm not doing deadlines. I am working on something that I'm interested in. I'm spending as much time as needed for it to be on my wall, my wall
On
in
your
my
own wall,
house.
yeah.
And so I would be happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I call it done. I don't do deadlines. I don't do any, like market produced pieces. I'm building my name. I'm working on my name, on my skills. I'm trying to get myself, a better artist.
Right, right. Good. I think that's huge. Yeah, you can tell when an artist is doing it on his or her own terms, as opposed to being pushed by somebody else. There is some unspoken thing that's there. And yeah, cool. All right. Well, you mentioned a couple times going back to real life. I want to mention your real life job. You were in the biomedical field, is that correct?
Yes.
So totally different than what you're doing
Yes.
now. Like a totally different world, right?
Totally different.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, you work with people die, people don't come back. You lose a piece of yourself, when you have patients that they die or something happens, and sometimes you feel like you are shattered in pieces. It's like puzzle pieces, and you have to put them back together and create different meaning.
Yeah.
And I think when you paint, you express yourself and you heal, and you're getting that meaning back. I think it's a little like therapeutic for me
Oh, yeah.
to paint. So that really helps people, that go through stress or losses or.
For sure. That's one theme I've seen over and over and over again in talking to artists, is that it is a way for them to work through whatever emotions they have. And so I noticed that your work it all has this element of beauty. Right? That's a theme. Everything's
Yes.
beautiful, right?
I try to look at the everyday like object, like an apple or a pear, and I want to make it better than it looks in real life.
Right.
I want to paint it more beautiful than it is in real life, and I enjoy the process. If I could get it the way I see it, that's fine.
Yeah.
If not, I'll try again. I'll get it,
Right.
eventually.
And get it right. Okay, y'all, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any ideas for future guests, I would love to hear. You make the merry-go-round, so please like and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Now, back to the show. So tell us a little bit about the story about the flamingos here, because you said this is one of your favorites of your own.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
because it's not as realistic as I usually do things. I think when you are very realistic, you are stiff. You are a slave of your reference. And with these flamingos, there were stencils. Like if you could see, like squares here and some circles here. So by using those stencils, I kind of allowed myself more freedom. And I don't know if it shows. It's like a dreamy painting.
Yeah.
It's still bright, but I love it because it's not my everyday, like, I think I was able to achieve something that I'm not able to achieve in other pieces yet. I want more, like, I want it loose. I want it dreamy. I want it not, don't want to be a slave over reference.
And that's to say, so your still lifes, your landscapes, your portraits. Those are all great. You do a really good job, like you said, making the subject look better than it actually looks, right? But there's something very different about this that's very cool too, where you can tell like you're kind of playing a little bit, right?
Yes.
You're playing around and having fun. It seems very fun. Flamingos are fun animals, right?
Yeah.
They're like sassy in their colors, and that comes through. We got a guy over here with the spiky hair, kind of wild.
And the guy behind her, it's her, I think.
Oh, that's a
and
female?
it's
Okay.
maybe her dream and maybe her husband, but she's definitely the focal point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right on. And then over here we have a watercolor piece. So you do watercolor as well?
This is my one and only.
Your one and only. Okay, all right. Well, we're very privileged to have it here.
Yeah. And
It's great too. I mean, you have a good handle on all of these mediums, not just the pastels and oils, but watercolor too.
this is watercolor batik. It's when you get a rice paper and you have layers and layers of wax, and basically you are covering light areas with wax, and then you paint next tone, and then you cover it with wax, and then you go darker and darker as you have layers of wax, and then you get your iron and newsletters, and you iron out that wax, and you have no idea how it will come out. So
Cool.
I had like a lot of experimentation. I used the wrong side of the paper because it was my YouTube education of myself.
Oh.
And eventually, then I don't read instructions usually, so when I was mounting it, I had bubbles all over, and I had to have a syringe and work on
Suck
those
'em out.
bubbles like for 2 weeks.
That's
yes,
funny.
and eventually it got the first place in El Sac watercolor last year.
See?
Yeah,
All that and it got first place. Wow.
yeah.
It's cool. I think it's great. And it's like your other work, it has the rich color, right? Again, beauty is something that comes through in all your works, I think. Tell us a little bit about, because as we mentioned, so you've been doing this full time for a few years now, and you're also teaching classes. I know you teach at the Woodlands Art League regularly,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I teach
Yeah.
once a week. Yes.
Okay. And what kind of things can people find when they take your class, or what are they going to learn when they take a class from you?
First of all, they have supplies.
Right. You
So,
supply the supplies.
Yes, they don't have to get ready for the class, spend $200, come to the
Right.
class and be obligated kind of to continue. I don't want that. I want them to come and try and learn. And what they learn everything. They learn composition, everything I know, they learn. What I do, I don't know, maybe differently from other instructors. I come to them and I show them exactly how I would approach their painting, their reference, how I would do it. We work with thumbnails, we work with color wheels, we work with composition. I suggest them books that, sometimes I finish half of it, but doesn't matter, it's a good book.
Right on.
Yeah. So, and they have their own community now. They help each other, they support each other, they go for lunch together. So, and it's like no pressure. You want to work on my reference, you work on my reference. You want to bring your own reference, you can start it. We would discuss it, what works, what doesn't work, how I would do it differently. But I don't push them because everybody has his own, her own style.
Right.
And sometimes they come up with masterpieces I would not be able to come up with.
That's cool, and that's one of the most rewarding things as an instructor,
Exactly.
right? When you see your students excel and
Yes.
take what you taught them and do their own thing with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so when are those classes? Weekly, you said?
Usually it's Thursday. We have Thursday 10 to 12.
Okay, Thursday 10 to 12 at the Woodlands Art League. We'll put it up here on the screen so people can see that. And then if people want to see your work, you're all over the place. They can see you at the gallery, which we mentioned in Bryan. That's in
Yes.
Bryan, Texas. Also here at the Madeley Fine Art Gallery, which is part of the Conroe Art League in historic downtown Conroe. Also the Brenham Art League, right? And the Pani Cafe in the Woodlands on 2978 has some of your pieces. Go there, have a great meal, have some tea, and enjoy the beautiful. Your work fits in perfectly there because it's one of those places where ladies go and have tea, right? And they wear their nice outfits, and they're very pastels in color. I used to work next to that area, and I would see the ladies come in their beautiful dresses and their hats, and so your work fits perfectly there. And also the Woodlands Art League, like we mentioned here earlier, you can find all your stuff there. Also online, right? You can find you at telexart.com. We'll put that up here on the screen. Instagram at telexart, and then Facebook at Tetyana Aleksenko. Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Aleksenko.
Yeah.
All right, I say it right. Well, Tetyana, before we go here, I'm going to ask you the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So these are fun questions that will help us get a little window into who you are behind the art.
Okay.
It's usually either or questions, so simple. Don't think about it too much. Just give us the first thing that comes to mind, okay? No pressure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, the first one is coffee or tea?
Coffee, of course.
Okay, good.
I will not wake up without it.
All right. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset, I'm sleeping in the morning.
Okay, all right. Good. You probably get better images
And
references.
like, warmer colors.
Yeah. Okay. Red or blue?
Blue. I try to not to be in the center of attention.
Okay. Right on. Kind of off to the side then.
Yes.
All right. Forest or beach?
Beach, because I like fishing.
All right. Good. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Sweet. Plan or no plan?
Plan, but I have the delayed execution usually.
Okay, right on. So you have a good idea, it just doesn't always happen.
It's just like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. City block or country road?
Oh, country road.
Okay.
Definitely. Blue bonnets.
Blue bonnets, right. That's where you get your reference photos. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. Movies or books?
Books.
Books, okay. Beauty or truth?
Beauty.
Okay.
Because if beauty is there, the truth is on your side.
Yeah, right.
They have no choice. Yeah.
Sometimes the truth is ugly, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Long walk or long drive?
A long walk.
Okay. Concept driven or process driven?
Process driven.
Process. Okay. And so do you have a regular process with all your works? Do you do sketches or do you?
I'm supposed to.
Oh, he's supposed to. Right on. Okay. Sometimes.
I try
Right.
to, but sometimes I don't. And then, it haunts you if you don't.
Yeah. Well,
Usually.
sometimes you.
You try to do shortcuts, it just doesn't work
Yeah.
usually.
Understood. Okay. Museum quality or street level energy?
Oh, museum quality.
Museum quality. Right on. That's why you invested in that glass, right?
Exactly.
Okay, now the last one is art that whispers or art that shouts?
Art that whispers.
Okay.
Because when somebody shouts at you, you can only handle it for 5 seconds and they walk away.
Right on. I see that too, and there's something about pastels that it has a soft feel to it, right? It's very gentle. So I can totally see that as art that whispers. Right? Whatever it is, your art is doing great. It's awesome. I encourage people to go find you online. Again, we'll put your website up, telexart.com, on Instagram at telexart, and also Facebook. And then go see you in real life at any of those places we listed below. We'll have it in the description as well so people can find you. Right, Tetyana? Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much
This was
for
fun,
having me.
and I know we all learned something today. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.